welcome back to my channel of Welshman Reviews. Today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the new Halloween Ends movie. So this will be a spoiler review. It's been out for a while now and all that. Came out last week. It's on streaming as well, day for day, cinema release and streaming. So I thought I'd give my thoughts, and to be honest, to give my thoughts on this movie I have to delve into spoilers, unfortunately. So let's start off with the movie was directed by David Gordon Green again, so he comes back for the third time in this trilogy. Movie stars Jamie Lee Curtis as reprising her role as Laurie Strode. Andy Matkachak comes back as her granddaughter Alison. James Stu Courtney comes back as the Shape, Michael Myers. Will Patton and Kylie Richard reprises their roles as Frank and Lindsay. There is a couple of other cameos from the other movies as well. The old lady that dies in the beginning of Halloween Kills, she survived the wound to her neck, and you see her in a couple of scenes. You do see the kid as well from the first movie as well. He shows up in one scene right at the end of the movie. But the new star of the movie is, and one of the new main characters is Corey, who was played by Rohan Campbell. You pretty much, the film's been out for a while. I'm guessing most people have seen the spoilers and all. I'm not really going to go into the synopsis of the movie and all that. It pretty much takes place 4 years after the end of Halloween Kills. The main character, Corey, who the film kind of focuses on for the movie, he accidentally kills a kid he was babysitting in the beginning of the movie. So the movie kind of, it's how the town perceives people and how it moves on from Michael Myers, pretty much the story. So Laurie kind of in the beginning tells you all this in a voiceover. She's writing her memoirs and trying to get over the Michael Myers thing. She lives with Alison now, and they've got a house in the town now of Haddonfield instead of on the outskirts like she had. Obviously it's burnt down. It is, but it is pretty much the story of Corey and how the town still blames him and ridicules him and bullies him of the accident he had when he was, technically it's 3 years. It's 4 years after Halloween Kills, but it's 3 years after his accident, because that was a year after that. So yeah, so pretty much is the movie and that, and how he meets Michael Myers and how he becomes kind of the new killer in town and all that. Because be honest, man, if you're expecting a movie full of Michael Myers, you're dead wrong. I think someone put it up on one of the Facebook things that I think he's only in the movie for about 10 minutes and all that. And I know he was in the original Halloween less, but that's quality over quantity at the end of the day and all that. In this one, Michael Myers is probably one of the worst parts of this movie, but I'll go into that in my likes and dislikes. So pretty much that's the story. It's about Corey and how Laurie takes pity on him in the beginning, and then she realises the darkness in him and all that. But unfortunately, him and Alison have become a couple, and you have that little bit of the movie as well. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of that movie and all that, and how the town deals with it, and how it's still blaming Laurie as well for the deaths and the carnage that happened 4 years prior, because she was provoking Michael and stuff like that, blah blah blah. So I will go into my likes and dislikes. So I'll do my likes first, because unfortunately there's probably less likes for this movie than it is dislikes. So a couple of likes I did have. I did like the atmosphere of the movie. Felt like Halloween, felt spooky, dark, nice atmosphere in the movie. Unfortunately, you don't have them scenes like, I think I done my reviews for the last two movies, and I think I said the same thing from them, but you don't get much stalker action like the original, where he's just stalking, or Corey or Michael's just stalking, and you get that atmosphere. It's kind of boom 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 with the kills. The most you get for this movie is probably the beginning part, where Corey is babysitting and the kid disappears and Corey's trying to find him and all that, and you find out the kid is pretty much playing a prank on him, and that's how he dies, unfortunately. Like, he locks Corey into a room, Corey kicks the door open, hits the kid, and the kid falls over the balcony of the staircase of his house and dies. But yeah, not so much the atmosphere for that, but more of like the feel of the movie. You know, it feels like a Halloween. It feels like it is around Halloween, and that. The acting's really good in this movie. Jamie Lee Curtis, Andy Makchak, Rohan Campbell is a standout as Corey. It is, but yeah, some of the other little bit parts as well. You got one, Rick Moose, who plays Roland. I think is Corey's stepdad, who's only one of the few people that takes pity on him and tries to help him, by giving him a job, etc. and that. But yeah, the acting's pretty good in this movie. Direction's really good. It's the one thing I can't fault these movies. David Gordon Green's done a brilliant job directing. Good cinematography of the movies as well. It is. I like the music. John Carpenter comes back with his son Cody Carpenter, and I think his godson Daniel Davis to do the score for this one. Unfortunately, it's probably the weaker out of the three overall, but it's still a really good score, and I do love John Carpenter's music style and all that. It is really good, and that. Anything else I liked for this movie? I think that's it, to be honest. And that. And this is going to be a like and a dislike, unfortunately. Yeah, is Corey's story. I really liked his story in this movie. Unfortunately, it just felt out of place in this Halloween movie. For a Halloween film, this is the end now. Halloween ends. This movie does kill Michael Myers off. Spoiler. Does kill him off, and it does end this storyline. It's a very poor end compared to the last two movies, the build-up and all that. Especially bringing a new character like Corey into this movie so late in the game. They should have probably brought him in. Maybe the first movie, had him a bit of a recurring character, and then built him up into this one and all that. It might have probably worked a bit better for this movie then. It does, but it would have probably. But unfortunately, his story, how good it is and how good it would have been probably on its own, or maybe as an anthology for Halloween and all that, it just didn't fit this movie, unfortunately. So that goes into my dislikes now, which is that was a like and dislike for his story. Michael Myers is very poor in this movie, and I know how they're playing him off in this movie, but he's hardly in it, and when he's in it, he doesn't do an impact at all. He's not impactful in this movie at all. He's portrayed as, because of his injuries from the end of the last movie when he got beaten up by the crowd, by the mob and that, he's kind of a very broken, pathetic person who lives in the sewer now and just kills stragglers or animals and stuff like that. But when he does meet Corey, because Corey gets pushed over the bridge by the bullies, he has a few encounters with this movie. Michael drags him underneath the sewer, but I don't know why he keeps him alive, because when he wakes up, he walks off, he tries to get out, but Michael's got him by the neck and it looks like he's trying to kill him. But then they lock eyes and then something clicks between them and Michael lets him go, pretty much. And then they have kind of a little thing doing the movie where they go off and kill this doctor and his piece on the side, and Corey kills the doctor, but Michael kills the thing, and they kind of have a rapport for it. But yeah, Michael is very disappointing in this movie, and he gets overpowered a good couple of times as well, because one time is when Corey lures Officer Milani, who is an ex of Allison, into the sewer, and he overpowers Michael, but it's Corey that helps him subdue the thing, and then Michael starts stabbing him, and it looks like it rejuvenates him. Doesn't really pay out for the rest of the movie, unfortunately. And then when Corey has a run-in with Laurie, and Laurie says, "I know what you are, blah blah blah, leave Allison alone, blah blah blah," he goes off to Michael, overpowers him and steals his mask, and then he kind of goes on his killing spree as Michael Myers by killing the 4 bullies, his mother, and then trying to kill Laurie Strode at the end. It is. And that goes into my, pretty much my last dislike of the movie, pretty much, which is the ending of the movie. It's very lackluster, very poor. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen the part where he comes in and he tries to kill Laurie. Laurie pretends to kill herself, phoning the police saying there's a suicide at her house. And then she's like, oh, you really think I'm going to kill myself? And he shoots Corey a couple of times. He falls off the stairs. And then she's goading him, trying, come and kill me and all that. And he hears Allison come back. And he pretty much just kills himself. Or he tries to kill himself and he stabs himself in the neck. And that's the end of his story, pretty much. Well, Alison comes in, she runs off, thinking, oh, Laurie killed her. She breaks down in the corner, but then she hears Michael come, and Michael picks up his mask again. Corey tries to stop him by picking up the knife for some reason, and Michael snaps his neck, so he kills her. Michael only has 3 kills in this movie. Compared to the other 2, we had multiple kills. He only has 3 kills in this movie. Corey is the one that kills off 1, 5, 6. He kills 8 people in this movie. And one of the bullies accidentally kills his father when in that attack scene as well. But the ending's very, very lackluster. We have the old fight scene between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode again. It is. So you've seen it in multiple movies for the Halloween series. And it's a very weak way of killing him, where she pretty much pins him down on top of a counter, drops a fridge on him, slices his neck, he tries to kill her, but then Allison comes back, breaks his arm, and then slices his wrist, Laurie does, and he kind of dies on the table there, but Laurie and Allison then tie him to the top of the roof. Like, the police come with Frank and that, and it's like he's not dead enough, so they tie him to the roof and they take him to the junkyard where some of the movies played out. And the whole town is there as well. And like I said, a few of the cameos from the previous movies are there as well. And they just put him into a car crusher, like a metal crusher, and just obliterate him. So yeah, he's not coming back. No, he is not coming back. This is the end of this storyline. But it's a very, very poor end of the movie. If they were going with this way of the movie, I would have personally, and it probably wouldn't have been a good... I know a lot of people probably mourn about this as well, but my thing for this movie would have been, for them 4 years, Corey meets Michael Myers, blah blah blah, he goes in his killing spree, but then you find out at the end that it was never Michael killing with him, it was always Corey. Corey was in the mask. Corey found Michael Myers, and but he's been dead them 4 years. He succumbed to his injuries, and so it was all in Corey's head. So Corey was the main bad guy, and like evil passes on to him and all that, and kill him off at the end and all that. But I think that would have worked better. I've heard a few other ideas of Laurie could have, I've heard other ideas of other people and all that. If you want to hear a good theory and a good explanation of why this movie didn't work for some people and all that, Dave McRae does a really good one on his channel and all that, and he knows a lot about Halloween, and I follow him and I kind of agree with most of what he says. But yeah, that's most of my thing. I will go into my likes as well. My likes, I will go into a mid one now, because they're my likes and my dislikes, but then I'll go into my, which are not really a like, it's not really a dislike, which is the kills. You've got a couple of good kills in the last couple of movies. Not so many in this one. It is, I think, the best kill in this one, where he kills the disc jockey, the DJ, where he smashes his head on the thing, like breaks his jaw, similar to what one of the mechanics was like in the first movie, and then he cuts out his tongue and that. So, but yeah, they're my thoughts overall. It probably is the weakest out of the 3, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of kills. At least that was more of a continuation to the last one. That was a bit of a mess. I do like this movie. I mean, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm on the fence with it. I've seen it 3 times and I still can't really make my mind up of how I really feel about this movie. I think it's going to need a few more watches, to be honest. But it has its good, it has its bad. Is it the worst out of the bunch, out of the three? Probably not. I probably would put it second over, thinking about it, over Kills. 2018 is still the best of them. I think that gets a little bit better with each watch. Don't get me wrong, it still has its problems, which I've said in my review for it. I did last year, I think. I think I did it last year. I did, so. But that still has its problems. But yeah, this movie, as every Halloween movie does, it divides people down the middle. And you either love it or you hate it. I'm one of the few that are smack bang in the middle. I do appreciate some of the stuff they did, but I do recognise some of the bad stuff they did in it as well. But yeah, I give this movie a 5, between a 5 and a 6 out of 10. I did, you know, I'll buy it. I've pre-ordered the Steelbooks. You know, my collection. I love the Halloween series and all that. Yeah, they're good and they're bad, but I do like them. And but yeah, do I recommend seeing it? If you're a die-hard horror fan or you're a Halloween fan, yeah, definitely watch it. If you're just a casual fan, probably not. To be honest, man, a casual fan, you might actually like it more. To be honest, if you're just a casual fan, definitely more than what the Halloween fandom and the horror fandom probably do. If you're just a casual fan, yeah, I actually say, yeah, I recommend watching it. You probably will like it a little bit more. But that's my thoughts on this movie. If you liked what I said, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of the movie and what you likes and dislikes. Don't just say it's shit or it's brilliant and all that. Give me some reasons. I like to have some reasons. It's just reading stuff. Oh, it's garbage. It's absolute dog shit. Blah blah blah. Give me your reasons why you don't like the movie. Give me the reasons why you do like the movie. I think it's better to have just a constructive conversation over just saying it's dog shit or it's brilliant. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, subscribe to my channel. I am trying to get into more of these reviews. I have been a bit slow lately and all that, but hopefully in the next few months I will be popping out a few more reviews a month and all that as well. So have a good Halloween, and I will see you next time. Bye.